I think Dairy Crest is certainly in a difficult place. The fact is they're not making sufficient margin for their shareholders. What angers us is they've taken the path of least resistance and gone to grow that margin from the farmer rather than from the marketplace. There's clearly a need to get more money from the market for milk, for processed milk. We believe because of the nature of contracts as they are, because a processor can get away with changing a farmer's price with little no notice, and the farmer can't leave that contract, that means the path of least resistance is always going to be the farmer's milk price. That's why we're so adamant we need to see change in dairy contracts to protect farmers from this type of bad practice in the future.
Do you think other milk buyers will follow suit? Could we see further price cuts?
We can't rule it out, but I'd like to think we won't. The fact is there's competition for milk, for the supply of milk at farmgate between dairy companies, and we'd like to think that other dairy companies will show strength and actually use this to their competitive advantage.
And what's the NFU doing?
We've made our displeasure, our anger very clear to Dairy Crest, and we're also writing to the Minister, Jim Paice, to express the need for urgency in sorting out the dairy contracts and voluntary code of practice. The fact is what we need in the short term is either a working voluntary code of best practice or legislation, and what we specifically need from that is certainty over and determinability of milk price in contracts. So the price is either fixed or set according to a formula, it's properly negotiated and the price has to be agreed through negotiation between representatives and the milk buyer, or where the buyer wishes to retain discretion to change price, then the farmer should be able to leave the contract early if they disagree with that price change. Only then will market liquidity and the basics of dynamics of a marketplace of supply and demand, only then will we see the milk price kept up in times of demand like we have today.
And if I'm a farmer, if I'm a dairy producer, is there anything particular that I should be doing at this moment? Should I stick with it?
When it comes to the relationship between a dairy farmer and a dairy company, it's up to the individual to work out what to do based on their circumstance. But I would certainly urge any dairy farmer to express their displeasure at this type of price cutting. It's totally unacceptable, and dairy farmers should be expressing that to their milk buyer.
And this comes in a month where we've seen the launch of Dairy 2020, the initiative to secure a sustainable future for the sector. You still believe that there's a good future for milk overall? The
long-term fundamentals for the dairy sector are good. There's demand globally and domestically for milk, dairy products. It's a nutrient-rich food category. So we're confident about the dairy sector longer term. But in the short term, farmers are trying to make investment decisions. They're investing in infrastructure in a business, they're looking at investing in skills, and they're looking at how to structure their businesses to capitalise on long-term growth in dairy. So to see green shoots stamped out by price cutting now is really disappointing. Interestingly, April has been the first month almost on record where we've seen dairy farmer numbers just pick up slightly. So this ongoing decline in dairy farmer numbers has just slightly reversed over this last month. And to think that these slight signs of recovery, these green shoots, are going to get killed off by price cutting is really, really disappointing.
Thank you very much.